we've been preparing a material on the Haggadah, and a central theme of the Haggadah is that Hashem saved us. Hashem helped us while we were oppressed, while we were downtrodden. And it begins with Hashem, but really it's supposed to end with us based on one way of understanding the Haggadah. Like, it's supposed to inspire us to look around us, see who else is suffering, and that we should extend ourselves to them to try to help them. Look around at who's oppressed. Now, this idea is hinted to in a verse that we read whenever we read the Birkat Hamazon. But Rav Sachs gives it a really nice explanation. He says, Nara iti gamza kanti. He doesn't say that. The verse says that. Nara iti gamza kanti, v'lo iti tzadik nezav. The verse, the translation of this verse is, I was young and now I'm old, and I have not seen the righteous forsaken or his children searching for bread. That's the verse. The verse is from Psalms. Now, we read it in the Birkat Hamazon. We read it at the very end of it. Beginning of Birkat Hamazon talks about how God takes care of everyone, God feeds everyone. So this verse, Rav Sachs says, this hints to how we should act that way as well. How does it do that? There's a question. It says, I have not seen a righteous person forsaken. Really? You've never seen a righteous person and their children? I've seen many who are on welfare in Israel, who are not doing well, or in the minus, as they say, the minus in Israel. So how do you make sense of this? So he says that King David, when he was saying this, it wasn't that he never saw, he never watched it. He never stood back and watched it happen. When he saw a righteous person or their children suffering, he stepped in and tried to help. So the simple reading is, I never saw it, but really it's something different. It talks about he never stood idle and watched it. He brings a verse how can we watch instead of seeing. But the idea is the Birkat Hamazon starts with God feeding everybody, and it ends with the imperative that we should act in that way, and if we see people suffering or they don't have what they need, to step in and help them.